Warren, this question comes from Bill Murray, the actor, who's also a shareholder in Berkshire. He says this pandemic will graduate a new class of war veterans: healthcare, food supply, deliveries, community services. So many owe so much to these few. How might this great country take our turn and care for all of them?
Well, we won't be able to pay, actually. It's like people that landed in Normandy or something. I mean, the poor, the disadvantaged, they suffer. There's an unimaginable suffering, and at the same time, they're doing all these things that they're working 24-hour days, and we don't even know their names. So we ought to do. If we go overboard on something, we ought to do things that can help those people. And this country, I've said it a lot of times before, but the history of it, I mean, we are a rich, rich, rich country. And the people that are doing the kind of work that Bill talks about, they're contributing a whole lot more than some of the people that came out of the right womb, or got lucky and things, or know how to arbitrage bonds or whatever it may be. And I'm, in a large part, I'm one of those guys. So you really try to create a society that, under normal conditions, with more than $60,000 of GDP per capita, that anybody that worked 40 hours a week can have a decent life without a second job and with a couple of kids, and have, they can't live like kings. I don't mean that, but that nobody should be left behind. It's like a rich family. You find rich families, and if they have 5 heirs or 6 heirs, they try and pick maybe the most able one to run the business, but they don't forget about the kid that actually may be a better citizen in some ways even than the one that does the best at business, but it just doesn't happen to have market value skills. So I do not think that a very rich company ought to totally abide by what the market dishes out, in 18th century style or something of the sort. So I welcome ideas that go in that direction. We've gone in that direction. We did come up with Social Security in the 30s. We've made some progress, but we ought to. I mean, we have become very, very, very rich as a country, and things have improved for the bottom 20%. I mean, you can see various statistics on that, but I'd rather be in the bottom 20% now than be in the bottom 20% 100 years ago or 50 years ago. But it's what's really improved is the top 1%. And I hope we as a country move in a direction where people Bill's talking about get treated better, and it isn't going to hurt. It isn't going to hurt the country's growth, and it's overdue, but a lot of things are overdue. I will still say we're a better society than we were 100 years ago. But you would think with our prosperity, we would hold ourselves to even higher standards of taking care of our fellow man, particularly when you see a situation like you've got today, where it's the people whose names you don't know that are watching the people come in and watching the bodies go out. Greg?
Yeah, the only other group that I would highlight, and I think it'll be very interesting to see how it plays out, is with the number of homeschooling and the children that are home. I think we've always had so much respect for our teachers, but we all talk about how we don't take care of them. And it is remarkable to hear how many people comment that clearly we don't recognize, or I have a little 8-year-old Beckett at home, and plenty of challenges for mom, but all of a sudden you respect the institution, the school, the teachers, and everything around it. So and then when I think of our companies and the delivery employees we have, it's absolutely amazing what they're doing, and they're truly on the front line. That's where we have our challenges around keeping them health and safety, and then you go all the way to the rail. The best videos you see out of our companies are when we have folks that are actively engaged in moving supplies, food, medical products, and they're so proud of it, and they recognize they're making a difference. So a lot of it is we just owe them a great thanks. And Warren, you touched on it. We can some way, maybe hopefully longer term, compensate them, but there's a great deal of thanks, and I probably just think an immense amount new appreciation for a variety of folks.
We're going the right direction overall in the country, but it's been awfully slow.